Okay, this is the third time that I restart the front panel, but the yarn I was using kind of got scrunched up. So when I started on this one, on my first front panel try, when I measured the chain, it measured what it should. And then once I got started and did a few rows, it started like shrinking, and then it kind of didn't equal the measurement that I should have had. And so I thought I'll just keep working in this measurement, but my gut feeling is that if I keep going, this is not going to fit me, because I can see it. I can see it with my own eyeballs, and I know it's not going to fit me. So why would I keep going, right? So I got my new yarn. This is the Premier Bamboo Fair. I love this yarn. I've used this yarn before. I'm using this now. I'm using a different amount of stitches, but this still equals the measurement that I measured myself in. And so this is my third try for the front panel, and it's looking way better. I keep measuring it on myself as I go, and it fits nicely how I think it should fit. When you're working on patterns, for me, what works is that I obviously measure myself how the pattern is asking me to, but then as I go, I measure it on my body, because I feel like there's some give and take to yarn. And even though it measures correctly, like you still have to block this, and I don't know, that's just what I think helps me, because sometimes I feel like I measure myself and then I might measure myself too tightly, and then the work ends up being tight on me. Crochet according to that measurement, and then as you're going, just like put it up against your body or like a head, whatever you're crocheting that's gonna go on your body, just measure it and just like, does it fit? Ask yourself, does it fit? If it doesn't fit, then start over. I know that's like the hardest thing to do, is like frog your project, but in the long run, it's gonna be better for you, because you're gonna have a product that fits you and that you feel good in.
She got here a few days ago. Well, she's not the only one. There's practically a...
That's very cool, Joe. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment is waiting for. What is that actually called? Teeth, fresh eyeballs. It's all going to be happening. I don't know if I'm going to get a bullet. Oh my god! This is what happens if you hang out with these three. Such lads.
Okay, it's been probably 2 days since I turned on the camera, and I started working on the back panel, and it's moving along quite quickly. But before I got started on the back panel, I blocked the front pieces, the two front pieces, and they've been blocked for like a day and a half. So it's probably time to take them off, but I've just been forgetting. And I honestly, I don't think I'm about halfway done with the back by now. This is how the back is looking. Such a pretty stitch. Don't know if you can see it. Obviously, I'll block this when it's ready. I also woke up today with my fingers swollen a little bit, and they were a little bit in pain. I started feeling pain on my hands and fingers from crocheting after, well, I want to say like after a year or two of crocheting. So when I'm crocheting, sometimes I feel tension in my hands, or I feel like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like a rubber band, and the rubber band has been pulled to its limit, and then that's how my fingers feel, like at the limit. I should probably go see a doctor. For now, as I crochet, I try to take breaks, and I try to do stretches. I do hit one of these, hit one of these, hit one of these. What else do I do? I hit one of these, and that helps a little bit. I know there's other exercises, but those are the ones that I mostly do just because they're the easiest ones for me to remember, because I don't like to like look up things every time I do them. So it's just what I know in my head. Okay, now I have the back on my boards pinned down. I'm gonna go turn on my steamer, steam it for a bit, and then let it sit for like 20-30 minutes. Then I can put the piece together, the base. Hi, Sophies. It's been a whole day since I've crocheted, and it's been even longer since I turned on this camera. Welcome back. Anyway, I took a whole day off yesterday from crocheting because my hands were starting to ache. And that's with sleeping with my little hand guards. That's with putting some weed cream on my hands. And so I took a whole day break from crocheting, but I'm back at it again today. And I know that 100% the weather and how cold it is and how it's winter is definitely affecting my hands and making my hands hurt a lot more than normal. And I've just come to the realization that it's a lot harder to crochet in the winter times. And I keep forgetting that. And then I signed myself up for pattern testing during winter. And I'm like, I can't move that fast anymore. This is my progress right now. It looks a little small, to be honest, but it fits me. I've measured it a lot of times and it looks small. It's fucking gigantic. It's cropped right now, but because there's gonna be ruffles and it's gonna just elongate a little bit more. But I have one whole sleeve done and I didn't think about it, but I probably should have made it a little shorter because of blocking, but we just won't block this bitch. We won't block this girly pop. But these are my sleeves right now. They're giving Morticia kind of, which I love. And I did like this checkered pattern. I was going to do a gingham pattern here, but I decided against it because I couldn't find a different shade of gray for the yarn I wanted to use. For sleeves, for bigger people who make their clothes, if you start off crocheting or knitting, the width, the radius, whatever the fuck, if you start crocheting that all the way down, you're gonna have like these huge bell sleeves, which sometimes that's not the vibe. Are you ever just crocheting and this happens? Small update. I have now finished the 2 sleeves, but I have to frog the first sleeve I did. Let me tell you why. When I did this, the first sleeve, I did it wrong. Now, when I did the second sleeve, I did it correctly. And this is bound to happen when you're testing and also just when you're following patterns. And the good thing is that I am actually not gonna just leave it like this, and I'm gonna go back and redo it, which can be one of the hardest things to do, is frogging a project or frogging a portion of the project and then having to redo it. But thankfully, this is the only part I'm frogging, and it's just a small section of the cardigan. It's not like I have to restart the whole thing, but this should take like a few minutes to frog and then a few more minutes to redo. And then I'll probably just take a break because my hands hurt a little bit. I keep putting on the cream I use, but they're still hurting because it's cold outside. It's like probably low 40s right now, 40 degrees. Sometimes it's been hitting 30, like mid 30s. So I'm just trying to be careful and be mindful of my hands and how much I use them. And so I'll sleep with my guards on tonight as well. And then tomorrow, hopefully I can get started on the rest of the body, because today is the 15th and there's a soft deadline for the 27th of December. So I have a few days left of like 2 weeks maybe, but those 2 weeks are gonna fly by. So the quicker I finish, the less kind of pressure I'll feel to finish by the soft deadline Alyssa gave us.